Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of What's Going On. I'm your host, Pastor Akin Bandele, welcoming you tonight. Hope you have had a good week. We are thank you for joining me. Go ahead and text your friends and share the video, share our link. Let your family know that we are live tonight. Thank you for allowing us to come, amen, to your home, whether through your television on YouTube or on your Apple devices or Android devices. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm your host again, Pastor Akin Bandele. We're gonna have a good time tonight. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. The gas prices are high. That is going on. And also, election year. Things are getting really tough. So it's election year and you're hearing all kind of stuff. People just slamming one another and different things. But anyway, that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So I give you a few minutes to get a hold of your friends. And by the way, if you are not subscribing to our channel, why don't you do that right now? Subscribe right now. And also remember to press that notification bell so that when we come live to bring you great contents like this, you will be notified. So let's start tonight with the gas prices. What is going on? Well, I'll tell you what. I went to buy some gas today in Texas, in Houston right now. The premium is about $3.80 or $3.60 a gallon. But the regular unleaded in Houston is ranging from about $2.75 to about $3.15. $2.75 a gallon to about $3.15. I talked to somebody in California. They are paying about $6.15 right now per gallon for gas. So, and it looks like, to me, it's almost like a setup. Either to make, a party look bad, that the gas is high. We're going to vote them out so that we can bring the price of the gas down. So it may be political. I'm not sure. You tell me. I'll wait for your comments about that. But while we're talking about gas, though, I wonder what people should be doing right now, even as it relates to gas prices. Well, what I've decided to do, if I don't have to go somewhere, if I can set up my trips, to make different stops and do all my runnings at the same time, I'm scheduling myself to do that now. Instead of running out, coming back home, running back out, coming back home, I'm scheduling all my trips. Before I leave the house, I plan my trips. That's one way to save gas. And another thing I've been doing is I've been switching out cars, If it's late morning and I think there's going to be a lot of traffic, I drive my smaller vehicles that are very good on gas. But if it's early in the morning or late in the evening and I need my truck, which is a gas guzzler, by the way, I drive the truck. So I'm doing that also to save some money on gas. Now, it looks like this may push people towards buying an electric car, like Tesla. And I've actually been looking at it. I looked at a couple of them yesterday and day before just to see. But who wants to drop another $50,000 on an electric car just to save on gas? I mean, I'm weighing both options. But if you really think about it, though, if they go push all of us to buy electric cars, even though it's not that expensive to recharge your car right now, they may be sucking us all into a mess to where once all of us get rid of our cars that are using gasoline and we all are driving electric cars, guess what is going to happen to the price of those charging stations? All of a sudden now, you go to a charging station and you got to pay $25 and $30 to charge your car. So I'm really weighing the options. I'm being very, very careful before I get suckered into buying an electric car. And now the electric charging the car is even more expensive than buying gas. So I'm looking at different options. But if anybody has any comments out there, let me hear it. Let me see if I can see your comments. If you have any comments out there, let's hear it, let's hear it, let's hear it. But that's what's going on. If you have ideas, any ideas of what we can do, or what most of us can do just to save on gas, you can let me know. We welcome you, Sister Roberts, Mrs. Roberts Connor. Thank you for joining me tonight. So again, if you have any comments, let's hear your comments tonight. I don't see. Okay, let's just hear your comments about gas. How are you doing with your vehicle? How are you doing with your vehicles? And how are you doing with gas? You know, I spent about $80 to $85 to fill up my truck. And then my smaller vehicle, my small Mercedes-Benz SL 550, that cost me yesterday about $62 to fill that up. And I believe my S430, which uses super unleaded, that costs about $75 to fill it up. So they're filling up the tanks right now can get really up there, even with the smaller cars, like my daughter's car, the Elantra. I mean, it's still getting up to about $48 to fill that up. So my wife's car, which is also a luxury car, costs between $70 and $80 to fill those up. So let me hear your comments. Let me hear your comments. To save gas, we can use our higher 11S. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Use our high 11s. Mrs. Connor, I don't understand what you mean by your comment. To save gas. If anybody knows what we can do to save gas. Now, let me say this. There are people now that are selling some kind of powder, some chemicals that you can pour in your gas tank that will make your car a little bit more efficient on gas. Let me tell you, I don't subscribe to that because that could actually mess up your engine. I've been reading a lot about those people, selling them. You pour it in your gas tank and you fill it up, and it makes your car run efficiently and burns less gas. I'm too skeptical about those chemicals because they might damage your engine or damage your car. So I don't subscribe to that, and I don't recommend that. Let's find other ways where we can save. Sister Vivian. Sister Vivian, you said for us to walk. Now, I live about 25 miles from the church. Our service starts at 11 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning. I try to get to church by around 9:30, 10 o'clock. If I'm going to walk from my house to the church, it will literally take me about 3 to 4 hours to walk. So I will have to start working right from 6:30 in the morning. From 6:30 in the morning to be able to get to church for about 10:30. And then I'm going to have to take a shower because I will smell really bad walking 4.5 hours to get to church. So I don't know if that's an alternative. But somebody has said maybe we can ride bicycle. Well, bicycle will also take you some time, especially if you're driving 25 to 30 to 40 to 50 miles to where you are going. I don't think those are viable options. Now, if you work about 1 mile from your house, yeah, you can walk, or you can ride a bicycle, or maybe get a mobilette or a motorcycle if you are one of those people that like motorcycles. But I think I still like being in a car with the air conditioner, especially in this Texas heat. So, Sister Vivian, I don't know if I want to walk 25, 30, 35 miles to where I'm going. Sister Yolanda, community transportation, metro bus or carpool. Oh, man. Woman of God, Sister Yo, what a great idea. But guess what? People are so selfish. And people are so, what was the word I'm looking for? Everybody just want to be on their own, drive their own vehicles. I'll give you an example. This is a typical example. On Sunday morning, I stopped this, and I just stopped it. On Sunday morning, I used to drive my truck to church. Then my wife would drive her car to church. My daughter would drive her car to church. And my youngest daughter would drive her car to church. So from my house alone, you are having 4 vehicles going to the church. Why can't we all carpool? Because you know why? They don't want to get up in the morning. My baby girl want to sleep late and get to church right at 11 o'clock. So I couldn't wait for her. So, but my wife and I, we are in the past several months now, we've been saving on gas. We've been carpooling. Me and her, we will go to church together for Sunday service and also for our Bible study on Wednesday. We are riding together. So thank you very much, Sister Yolanda. Carpool is a great idea, especially if you guys live close to each other. If you live about 5 minutes from each other, you all can meet up somewhere and then get in one vehicle and go to church. And then on your way back from church, drive back to that central point again, drop everybody off, and everybody gets in their car and they go home. That will save on gas. And you can rotate. So if I do it this week, the other person will do it the following week. And so we can rotate so that we won't have to pay each other for gas. And that is a very, very smart idea, Yolanda Ford. That's a great idea. Now, there's also Metro. Unfortunately, Metro does not go everywhere. For me to get to a Metro from my house, oh my God, I will have to walk about, let's see, I may have to walk about even 10 miles to get to where the Metro is. So that's not going to work for me. It may work for some people, though. It may work for some people. But it's a great idea, Sister Yolanda, Yolanda Ford, community transportation, Metro bus, or carpool with others. Vivian, I was just saying 11's is, okay? Yeah, I understand what you're saying now, that to save gas, you can walk, but you cannot walk everywhere. Yolanda Ford, the challenge is gas prices versus food on the table. Well, that is a catch-22, Sister Yo, because you have to get to work, especially if you are not working remotely. Now, for people that work remotely, my goodness, you are blessed to be able to stay at home and just remotely work from your house without having to drive to the office. That's great. But for many people that have to drive to work, for you to earn the income to be able to buy food, you have to drive to work. And to drive to work, you have to purchase gas to put in your car. So if you decide food versus gas, if you don't buy that gas to get to work to be able to earn the income, you say ain't going to have no money to buy the food. So it's a catch-22. So, but thank you for that observation, for that comment, Sister Yolanda. People are having to decide, well, should I just, don't go to work so that I have money for food? Well, you can do that. Because your money that you have, that you're spending to buy groceries, that money going to run out. And then if you don't go to work, you're going to get fired for not going to work for so many days in a week. So I think another alternative, Sister Yolanda, let me put this out there. All of us need to start finding other ways to generate other streams of income. That is one advice that I'm going to throw out there tonight. Find a way to create another stream of income. I'm not talking about you working 2 jobs or 3 jobs. I'm talking about working 1 job and then finding a way to create other means to where you get extra income. I believe in multiple streams of income, by the way. I believe in minimum 4 streams of income. Minimum, that's a minimum. Why do you say minimum, Pastor? 4 streams. North, south, east, and west, those are 4 corners. I also know in the book of Genesis, in the Garden of Eden, there are 4 different rivers that flowed through the garden, flowed into the garden to make the garden be able to produce, all these trees and fruits. So, and with that in mind, that's why I've always preached and taught about people creating multiple streams of income. Let me not just throw that out there without giving you some ideas. Because somebody may say, well, Pastor, how do I create multiple streams of income? I'm not asking you to go get another job. Your job, your 8 to 5 or 7:30 to 4:30, that's one stream of income. I'm going to throw some other ways out there, and if you have an idea of other ways where we can create extra income, let me know and I will read your comment. Yolanda, the challenge, okay, Mrs. Roberts, selling crafts online. Thank you very much, Mrs. Roberts. That is one way to create streams of income. Selling crafts that you made yourself online to generate income. Okay, I'm going to throw another one out there. Creating a small passive business. When I say passive business, a business that you can start and it will continue to generate funds after you work it for a while. Some of them are considered like network marketing, where maybe you are part of an electric company or a company that's selling like Amway, or they have another one called Melaleuca. Melaleuca is another company that allows people to actually get family and friends to buy products, and you get residual income from that. And there are other companies like Avon. I believe Avon is still out there. And then I believe there's another cosmetic company, I forgot the name, the one with the pink car. What is the name? Mary Kay. Mary Kay. Thank you, Brother Josh. Mary Kay. Mary Kay is another company that allows women, especially, to be able to buy into like a network marketing business, and you can generate income from selling their products and moving products, and allowing your family and friends and your co-workers and to buy through your website, and the company pays you a residual income. Personally, for me, for instance, I have an electric company that I help people switch their electricity to where every time somebody vacuums the floor, or they cook with their electric stove, or they use their air conditioner, I'm getting paid. It's not a lot of money. Or I think on a bill, they were paying me 50 cents. Now, you may say 50 cents is not a lot of money. I have a friend of mine that was getting a check for over $4,000 a month in residual income, just from the electricity. Over $4,000 a month residual income. That's passive income. She worked the business for 2 or 3 years, or I believe about 3 years, and built, down lines and all that, and now she's enjoying the benefits. That is, those are some of the ways you can generate additional stream of income. Now, for some of you that are very smart, that you can write a book. Write a book, sit down instead of watching television, instead of playing video games and watching all of these crazy Hollywood stuff, Bachelorette and Bachelors and all of these stupid shows that you are watching that's tearing up your life, that making you not even know how to think right, for love at first sight. All of these shows. You waste your life watching them. Why don't you spend that time to create something online for yourself? To create a business plan. So network marketing is another way to generate extra income. Why are we talking about all of this stuff? Because none of us want to walk 30 to 40 miles to get to work. So, but if you can generate another stream of income that will subsidize how much we spend to buy gas, it will help us to be able to fill up the tank without actually messing up our budget with our primary income. So now we're just talking about ideas of how to create streams of income. Let me go back to okay, Yolanda, question. Why do you think it is cheaper to eat bad? Sister Yo, why do I think it is cheaper to eat bad than it is to eat healthy? Very good question, a loaded question. I'm going to answer it, but let's finish with the streams of income, and I'm going to answer that. Another way you can create streams of income, again, like I said, write a book. Hopefully, you will end up with the #1 seller, and hey, you start getting residual income from all the books that you sell. Okay, that's another way. Or you can write a song. If you can sit down and don't waste your time, write a song, create, or sing a song, create a CD. There's so much stuff that you can do with your talent. Don't waste your life. If you're a school teacher, you can create an online tutoring with Zoom to where you advertise that, hey, I tutor English, I tutor math. I know a friend of mine that actually tutor. She does tutoring, but she does it very, very early in the morning, like 2 o'clock in the morning, because the students are in China. She's teaching them English language in China and in foreign countries, different time zone. And I remember her telling me she was clearing about $2,000 to $3,000 a month just doing that. Yeah. So there are ways you can create those incomes. Another way you can create a stream of income is invest your money. Invest your money. Find a vehicle where you can invest your money to where your money is working for you. Your money is working for you. For instance, I have several investments and I'm constantly watching them. My goal is to make sure I get from about 10 to 15% return on my investments. And that's been my goal for the past 20 years. If I can clear between 10 to 15%, I'm good. Because I know by doing that, I beat inflation, which is about 5% right now. I beat inflation and I still have money. So, and I've tried it with several investment vehicles to where I literally see my money growing. My money is making money for me, working for me. Instead of working hard for my money is working hard for me. I even I ventured into doing some businesses in Africa. And I'm toying with that right now. And I have to tell my partner over there that don't do my business the way you are doing over there. You got to do the way I asked you to do it. So different things you can do. There's real estate investment. Real estate investment is another one. Actually, I'm looking at one right now that I started. I've been studying for the past 3 or 4 days now, and I'm going to base mine in Texas. I don't want to talk too much about that, but really, it's another vehicle. But you have to have some money to be able to do this. You have to have $2,000 to $5,000. For you to get into this particular business, and you are guaranteed between 15 to 25% of your money in 1 year. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking for that in Texas, in California, and also in Utah. So I'm brainstorming on those kind of things. So create other streams of income. My daughter, she's trying to create a business right now. I know she slowed down again. She always have this idea to start something, and then she slows down. She never follow through. That's another thing. When you plan to start a business, you got to follow through. You got to keep the vision before you and keep working it. Another way you can create a streams of income, you've got a riding lawnmower Go to your neighbors. Tell them you mow their lawn. You got 3 hours after you get back from work. Mow one lawn every day. $25, $30, $40. You get some income. Okay? Or if you can afford to buy a pressure washer, there are neighborhoods that will pay you $150 to $200 to pressure wash their driveway or their homes. All you will need is a truck and a pressure washer. A nice pressure washer, 3,700 psi, will probably cost you close to about $600-700, a good one. But you can buy one at the pawn shop. You can buy a used one and start with that. And, you can pressure wash. But I remember when I was going to pressure wash my house, they quoted me $175. And I just bought my own pressure washer and I did it myself. So now I have a pressure washer and I do my driveway myself. I actually did one of my walls myself the other day. I did it myself. But there are so many busy professionals that don't have time that will pay you to help pressure wash their driveway. And again, it averages about $175 to $200 to pressure wash a nice sized driveway. For smaller homes, you may be able to charge like $100. But guess what it costs you? Nothing, because you're using their water. You hook that water up to your pressure washer, and you buy the gallon of the chemical that you spray on the floor first and let it soak in and pressure wash. And you can pressure wash probably 4-5 driveways a day. At $100, that's $500 a day. So don't be lazy. Don't just sit at home like a couch potatoes watching basketball and football, watching other people make money while you are as broke as a church rat. You've got to get out and create other streams of income. Okay? Oh, thank you, Sister Robert. She said cleaning houses. Cleaning houses. If you know how to clean up, you can just do a business card. You go to a house, you clean the house. You can charge between $100 and $150 to clean a nice size 3-bedroom house. And many times those people don't want, some of them clean up before you even get there. They clean up their house before you get there. So all you have to do is maybe, mop the floor, vacuum the carpets, and clean the restrooms, and, help them fold some clothes and wash a couple of loads of clothes. And in 2 to 2.5, 3 hours, you are out of there. Okay? So if you're charging $100 or $120, you're really making $35 to $40 an hour to clean the house. That's a very good idea, Sister Roberts. Oh my God, Sister Roberts, detailing and cleaning cars. It's amazing that you said that, Mrs. Roberts, because I'm at home. I remember taking my truck to get it detailed. They wanted to charge me $45 to detail the vehicle. And when they finish, to me, it still looks like crap. So I came home one day and I decided to do my own vehicle. And I'm telling you, it almost looked like it came out of the showroom floor. I went through all the cracks of the doors. I brushed out all the lint, all the dust inside, between the keys inside the car. Armor all the seat. Then I deodorized the carpet. It was nice. I was so proud of myself. I took my daughter's car. I took our Altima, and it was filthy too. I can tell you this, it was filthy. Because I took almost a box of garbage out of the car. From the doors, and the glove compartment, and the hood. Papers, and crayons, and pens, and keychains, and empty bottles of water. Just a bunch of junk. Clean it all out. And they had so many sand, almost looked like they live in Hawaii somewhere, because the car was full of sand. And I vacuumed everything out, washed the car, dried the car well, detailed the entire car, armor all the leather. That thing looked so nice. My daughter said, "Dad, You need to start a business washing cars. I said, oh, no, 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 no. I've got too many businesses as it is. You go start that one if you want to do it. But I did it so well, then my baby daughter, her car looks filthy too. I mean, it's so bad to where I look in on there, you know where you put your cup for your drinks? They got coins in there that are rotted, I mean, literally rusted and gooey. I had to use screwdriver and pliers to peel stuff off the car. And detailed that car, armor all the tires, armor all the leather, took all the stains off of the doors. I mean that stuff. And then I deodorized the inside and sanitized all the areas. And I got my detailing brush out. It was a $75 detail job. So for somebody, some of your brothers out there, you can start a detailing business. All you have to do, drive your car to the person, tell them you're going to pick up their car, you're going to detail it for them. You can do it in front of their house. You're going to be using their water. All you got to bring is a bucket in the back of your car, a chamois, and some armor all that you buy, leather cleaning stuff, and you can charge literally between $50 and $75 to detail people's car. And you go to them. They don't even have to come to you. You go to their house. I remember one guy came to my house to detail my Mercedes-Benz one time. He charged me $175. And it was worth it. Because when he got through, my God, it was clean. In and out, every crevices. So car detailing is another business, especially for brothers. Amen. Mrs. Roberts is on the road tonight. She said, what about driving Uber or Lyft? That's another way for you to generate income. Thank you very much. Amen. Family, just for the record, I'm available for hire, but I'm not cheap. Yolanda, you are available for hire to do what? To wash cars, to mow the yard, or to clean the house? Let us know right now. I'll advertise your business. And I may actually I have 2 customers for you already. You need to let us know what kind of business are you talking about. Is it cleaning the house, detailing the car, or mowing the yard? Tell her, I know Mrs. Robert is throwing out all of these ideas. Alice Waters, good evening. Now, good to have you on our broadcast tonight. We are just, tonight, for some of you that are just joining me, this is what's going on. This Thursday edition, I'm yours truly, Pastor Akin Bandele. We're going to be talking about the election later, but right now we're talking about gas prices. And we decided it's not an option for me to walk 40 miles to work. For me to walk 40 miles to work. Because I'll be so tired and almost dead by the time I get there walking, just to save on gas. So we figured, okay, we're going to have to buy gas, unless you have an electric car. So, but if you don't have money to buy gas, then you're in trouble. So now we are talking about way that you can use to generate multiple streams of income. That's what we are talking about right now. Yolanda says she's flexible. She can do cars. She can clean houses. And she can babysit. So I'm going to post, Yolanda, I'm going to post your services on some of the channels online. And I also post it on some of the private WhatsApp groups that I know. So if you want me to post your number, I'll post your number and let us know when you're available. Okay? So if you want to go on a date on Friday night and you need a babysitter, she said, hey, you can drop them off at her house or she'll come to your house. Okay? That's one thing you can, especially on Friday nights, and Saturday nights when people are going on dates. You can babysit and charge to babysit. She said she'll do cars too. I don't know how much she can do with a car, but she said she knows how to detail cars too. I know how to detail cars, but it's not worth my time. So I'm not doing that. Cleaning houses is very good because, like I said, you can literally clean 2 houses every week and make a couple of $100, $250. I cleaned the house today, but I was just helping the person though. I was just helping the brother out, and I cleaned several rooms today. It took me about 3 hours. I didn't charge for it because I was just, I've just been nice, just helping my brother out. So yeah, you can get out there and find a way to generate, another stream of income. All right, Mrs. Robert, I thank you so much for all your comments and all your ideas. And Sister Yolanda, I thank you so very much also for your ideas and also for letting us know the businesses that you can do. All right. Well, before I go into election, I want to answer her question. Family, she said, why do you think it's cheaper to eat bad than it is to eat healthy? That's a loaded question, but I'm going to tell you this. It is more expensive to eat bad. Let me explain it. Hey, don't shut me down. I know you can buy a $1.99 burger. Yeah, I know. I know you can buy a 99 cents McDonald's. I know that. I know you can buy 99 cents fried chicken. I know that. You can buy 50-cent chips to eat. I know you can eat cheap. But to eat healthy, you have to buy fruits. You have to buy organic meat and organic fruits and organic vegetables and all that. You have to buy real orange juice instead of the powdered stuff. You have to buy real almond milk instead of the junk that they sell, the animal milk. I don't drink animal milk. So, yes, initial cost of bad food, Sister Yolanda, is very cheap. I agree with you. And initial cost of healthy food is very expensive. I agree with you. But let me tell you where the setup is. The bad food that has a cheap initial cost is actually almost 50 times more expensive than healthy food. Pastor, what are you talking about? Okay. How much is cancer after you've eaten bad for about 3 years? How much is diabetes a month after you burn out your pancreas with bad food? How expensive is high cholesterol? How expensive is arthritis? How expensive is dental work? Because you're eating junk, you didn't take care of your dental health. So when you eat bad, it costs you less initially, but years later, it's going to cost you several hundreds of thousands of dollars to stay alive, or you're just going to die young. Or you're going to live, but live taking medication the rest of your life. And that medication will cost you a whole lot of money to stay alive. Blood pressure medication, high cholesterol medication, diabetes medication, migraine headache medication, arthritis medication, stomach ulcer medication, all this chemotherapy is expensive. All of this stuff. So really, what you consider cheap when you eat bad food is very, very expensive in the long run. But when you eat healthy and you exercise and you drink water and you watch your salt intake and your sugar intake, you watch your starch intake, guess what? You will live a better quality of life, that you won't have to spend $200 to $400 every month on medication to stay alive. So, Sister Yolanda, that is my take on that. Eating bad may be cheap right now, but Mr. Death and Mr. Cancer, Mr. Diabetes, Mr. High Blood Pressure, Mr. High Cholesterol, they're coming to get their money. And they're going to come for you. So it's your choice. You can eat bad for 5 to 7 years, and after 7 years, you're going to spend $200 to $300 to stay alive after that, just for medication. So to me, I prefer to eat healthy. It's a little bit more expensive right now, but on the long run, I will live a better quality of life with minimal disease. Okay? So food has become my medicine. And some people, if you're not careful, medication will become your food. You have to eat it every day to stay alive. Okay? So that is my take on that. Yolanda costs less, but in the long run, it will cost you more. Facts. Thank you very much. Thank you for your comment. I hope I answered your question. I hope I answered your question, because I'm telling you, all these people that's eating hamburger, $1.99 hamburger, and 99 cents taco, and bologna sandwich, and salami sandwich, and all of this processed food, let me tell you, it may be cheap right now. I give them 5 to 10 years. It's going to cost them their health. It's going to cost them their life. Okay? So eat healthy. Drink plenty of water, and you'll be all right. Okay, well, let's switch gears for a minute here. I want to talk about election. We're talking about gas at first, and I know this is election year. And it seems like being an election year, everything, people are doing whatever they can to make sure, like I said, to make sure the gas is high and things are high. So let me deal with election stuff right now. I know there are several elections. This is election year 2022. If you are not registered to vote, you need to go ahead and register to vote. If you are not registered to vote, you need to go ahead and register to vote. But I know people may be watching me from all over the country, but let me deal with Texas. Let me deal with Texas for a minute here. In Texas, November 8th is the general election, and that includes races for U.S. House, State House, and the Senate. Also, that includes the governor and several other state offices. So let's throw out some essential information for our election, okay? For this general election. Mail-in voting. Mail-in ballots, that's formerly called absentee ballots, are available only to registered voters who are 65 or older, or who are sick or shut in, or they have any kind of disability, or if you are in prison, you are incarcerated, but eligible. If you are incarcerated and you are eligible to vote, you can do mail-in voting. Or if you will be out of your home county on election day, and during the early voting period, you can do mail-in voting. Remember, you've got to be registered to vote. For the mail-in vote, you have to be a registered voter that's 65 years or older. Or maybe you are sick and you are shut in. Or if you are incarcerated but you are eligible to vote, even though you are incarcerated, yes, you'll be able to do a mail-in voting. Or if you are going to be out of the country or out of your county on election day, and during the early voting period, you can do a mail-in ballot, mail-in voting. Now, let's talk about early in-person voting. Early in-person voting is available from Monday, October 24th. Early in-person voting is available in Texas. I'm talking about Texas. From Monday, October 24th to Friday, November 4th for the general election. October 24th to Friday, Monday, October 24th to Friday, November 4th for the general election in Texas. Also, in-person voting on election day. The general elections is on Tuesday, November the 8th. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I'll say that again. in-person voting on election day in Texas is November the 8th. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Let's talk about some new things. After 2020, there's been all kind of new things that came out. What are the new things? A new state law was introduced in 2021 that actually changed the voting in Texas. And that includes, number one, they are banning drive-through. Drive-through voting is banned now in Texas. And also 24-hour early voting has been banned. Number two, election officials are no longer allowed to send unsolicited vote by mail application. So I'm trying to pronounce that word. When you don't solicit, okay, you are not unsolicited. Somebody pronounce that for me. I'm getting a tongue tie. So if you don't solicit to any mail, the people that are running, the election officials, they are not allowed to send you any vote by mail application forms. It is illegal now in Texas. Unsolicited. Any unsolicited mail from the election officials is banned. Vote by mail applications, they're not supposed to be able to do it anymore. Number three, mail-in ballot voters must now provide ID on both the application and the return carrier envelope for their completed ballots. So if you are a mail-in ballot person that over 65, or you are shut in, or you're incarcerated but eligible to vote, you now have to provide your ID on both the application and the return carrier envelope for your completed ballot. Number four, those who assist someone else in filling out a ballot at the polls must sign a form disclosing their relationship to the voter. They also must recite an oath stating that they did not pressure the voter into choosing them as their assistant. So these are all the laws that they put in place just to avoid fraud with election. So, well, my time is almost up. Let's talk about races that are actually on the ballot and who is running. What races are on the ballot and who is running? U.S. House. U.S. House, all the 38 seats are on the ballots. Now, Texas gained 2 seats in the House as determined by population growth in the 2020 census. Also, State Senate, all the 31 seats of the State Senate are on the ballot. State House, all 150 seats are on the ballot in Texas. Okay? Governor, the incumbent governor, Greg Abbott, who is a Republican, is still on the ballot, but he's got a contender, Beto O'Rourke, who is Democrat. So the governor's race in Texas is now between Republican Greg Abbott, who is the incumbent, and also Beto O'Rourke, who is a Democrat. Lieutenant Governor Mike Collier, who is a Democrat, and Dan Patrick, who is a Republican. Both of them are on the ballots. Attorney General Rochelle Mercedes Garza, who is a Democrat, and also Ken Paxton, who is a Republican. Both of them are on the ballots. And also a lot of the state courts are on the ballot. Before I close our broadcast tonight, also with the election, Missouri City actually also have several elections going on, because I know we have a lot of our members that live in Missouri City. A lot of members from our New Covenant, they live in Missouri City. And I know definitely the mayoral race of in Missouri City now has two candidates. Two candidates. The incumbent, who is the mayor right now in his first term, Mayor Robin Ellicott, he is on the ballot. And also the challenger is Yolanda Ford. Now, Yolanda Ford, that's on my program right now, okay? Yolanda Ford, I think she was mayor about 2 years prior. And she lost to Robin Ellicott. So Robin Ellicott is first term. Yolanda Ford had it one term as a mayor. She lost to Robin Ellicott. And now she's running against Robin Ellicott. So the Missouri City mayor race is between Mayor Robin Ellicott and also Yolanda Ford. I will give you more information about that. And actually, because many of our members, backed by popular demand, I'm going to try to bring both of them to my broadcast, probably next week or week after, if we can reach them to come on our broadcast to tell our viewers, hey, what are they going to do for Missouri City? So expect that. We're going to try to bring them. I did it last year, so we're going to try to do it again this year. And also, in Missouri City, the city council members, they also have election. I know, what's her name? Lynn Clauser. Lynn Clauser, who is also a friend of ours. She told me she has a contender that's also on the ballot for that same position. So we'll get you more information about some of the detailed Missouri City election and the people that are on the ballots, and we're going to try to bring them on our program to speak to you. And also, I'm going to reach out to Houston. I'm going to reach out to Sugar Land. I'm going to reach out to Stafford and try to bring their mayoral race on our program, just so that you, our viewers, can just hear from them and what they can do for our city. Okay? Well, let me see if I have any questions. I believe my time is up tonight. Houston seats. Thank you, Mrs. Roberts. Houston seats are also open, and in election also. That is very good. I'm going to actually assign somebody to get us some information about Houston, Sugar Land, Missouri City, Stafford, and all these small cities to find out who are on the ballots, and we'll give you more information next week. So next week, I'm going to make that primarily for election information, so that I'm going to try bringing some candidates and officials that are running. I'll bring them on our program to speak to you. So with that said tonight, I believe my time is up. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for all your inputs, all your views, all your comments, all your ideas on how to create multiple streams of income, all your ideas on how to save on gas, and all your ideas, on how to just, manage just, your finances in this economic earthquake that we are going through. And before I close, for any of you that have investments, maybe you have stocks and bonds and mutual funds, this ain't the time for you to start jumping ship just because they are going down. Okay? Talk to your accountant before you start selling off your securities. Talk to your accountants, because if you start selling them off, number one, you may be hit with taxes. You may have to pay taxes on your short-term gains or your long-term gains. So you need to talk to an accountant before you make those moves. And also, if you have, companies like Ameritrade or Edward Jones or any of those companies that you have individual stocks and bonds and mutual funds and puts and calls and all that, just be careful that you don't get in the frenzy of selling off your securities. Monitor what's going on. You should know your risk tolerance level. And you don't want to ride the elevator all the way to the basement. You got to know when to, you have to know when to, I believe, how does the song go? You got to know when to walk away. You got to know when to close. You got to know, you have to know when to sell and when to buy. You got to know when to sit on the sideline. Okay? So just be very careful in this season. The market has been very turbulent. Hey, I've looked at all my portfolio. It's been crazy. And what I've been doing personally for me is I'm increasing my positions in some of those stocks based on the value of the company. Again, I'm not giving you stocks tips or anything, but talk to your accountant before you make any money move. Because another thing I believe is if you increase your position in some of your investment that's gone down, if you are young enough, like me, if you're young like me, you can ride the investment back up. It will recover. It may take 5 years, it may take 7 years, it will recover. But if you pull out now, you are pulling out with all the losses that you already got. And when the gains start coming up, you are not able to participate in the gain. So just be very careful. Weigh your options and talk to your accountant to help you before you make any decisions. Again, God bless you. I love you. This is where we're going to end tonight. I'm yours truly, Pastor Akin Bandele, your host of our What's Going On. Until next week on this same YouTube channel, I want to let you know I love you. I'm praying for you. You pray for me. And you have a pleasant rest of the week. And we'll see you next time. God bless you. Good night, family.